Welcome to my LGBT lesbian channel. The series Checkmate, Stripper and Dance for Me are voiced for you in full history. Thank you for your comments, reactions and subscription to my channel. Have a nice day everyone. Lauren Yaregui's point of view. The gardener of a good age cut the branches that were out of place in the front yard. The Collins mansion had a huge expanse of land, a very well taken care of lawn, and a beautiful fountain in the center of the space, where it every instant poured water, repeatedly. The man seemed focused on his job, which attracted my attention until I heard the velvety voice in the background. Agent Yaregui. I felt that shiver run down my neck as soon as I felt the woman approaching. I turned to face the brunette, coming across the most tempting sight that morning. I swallowed hard, letting my weak eyes analyze every little detail of the Latina. Carla.it was what I was able to utter. The woman curled the corner of her lips into a cynical smile, probably realizing how I practically swallowed her with my eyes. In my defense, I tried to use all my strength in the shred of sanity I had left. Camilla was in this exact instant in front of me, wearing only tiny loose shorts and a small tank top that covered her breasts. She had a white towel in her hands, which she delicately slid on her neck, where small beads of sweat ran down. I mean, Mrs. Collins. Her smooth stomach was completely showing before my eyes, just like the top of her breasts. The tank top had a beautiful neckline, I could say. It was noticeable how the Latina paid certain attention to her physique. Camilla's body was simply enviable, however to me it was delicious. No, Lauren. Cabello, Lauren, Mrs. Cabello, she corrected anyways. To what do I owe the honor of your visit in my house? I must have blinked more times than usual, because Camilla smiled widely before getting closer to the window. I'm here to work, Mrs. Cabello. I was temporarily chosen to be your private security guard. Temporarily? Camilla slid the towel over her breasts, attracting my stubborn eyes that fixed on them. I shook my head and turned my attention to a random corner of the house. Yes, until they find a replacement. The brunette nodded with a disbelieved smile. Where are you getting yourself into, Lauren? This will be interesting. What? I played dumb. Camilla's brown eyes fixed on me, and her expression softened. Nothing, Yaregui. We need to talk better. I want to know how this will work. Of course, I can explain. I spoke walking away from her. It would be comical if it wasn't tragic. I wanted to keep distance from what could disturb me there, but it would be impossible. All right, you better wait for me in Christopher's private office. I don't want the employees listening to our. Camilla fell silent for a few seconds, and then turned her attention back to me conversation. I don't see a problem in that, Mrs. Cabello. But I do, Agent Yaregui. She said in a determined tone, a lizzle. Camilla called, and within seconds the woman showed up in the living room, properly uniformed. Take Agent Yaregui to my husband's office. I'm going to take a shower, and I'll be right down. Yes, ma'am, the woman spoke quickly. Offer her something to drink, please, Eliza, she said to the maid. I promise not to take long, Lauren. I just nodded before following Eliza. Camilla's mansion was simply impeccable, everything of the highest quality. It was noticeable by miles away the fortune that her husband possessed. The lady in front of me walked hurriedly towards the end of the corridor, where she politely opened one of the doors. In here, ma'am. I walked through the door and into Christopher's office. It was as luxurious as the ones in Collins Enterprise, I thought as I took in all the environment. Would you like something to drink? Coffee, juice, tea perhaps? Juice, please. The woman nodded with a gentle smile on her lips. I'll be right back. The maid left, leaving me all alone in that office. I walked around the extensive room, having my attention drawn by some pictures that were on top of the fireplace that was there. In most photos, Camilla was standing next to Collins with a challenging smile, typical of the Latina. The two seemed to have been made for each other, or not. I confess that since I laid eyes on the Latina, and found out that she was Christopher's wife, the curiosity to know why she fooled around tormented me. Was Collins not that good? Or Carria had a certain major desire for women? I shook my head, trying to clear my head of those ideas. My task there was clear. After hours thinking about Brandon's proposition, I accepted, but with a single goal. I would know Christopher Collins, and from there I would point out the possible guilty of the theft in his company. That case was my number one priority, the beginning of my career, and I would do everything to solve it. Excuse me, Eliza said upon entering the office with a tray in hand. Here's your juice, Agent Yaregui. Thank you. I'm sorry to ask, but are you going to work here? For now, yes. Why? Nothing, just curiosity. I smiled at the woman, who reciprocated before leaving. I sat on the black leather couch that was there. It had already been a few good minutes and no sign of Camilla. I was starting to get tired of waiting. I leaned forward a little bit, letting my elbows rest on my thighs. I drank the remaining juice in my glass, and then placed it on top of the small center table in front of me. On it I could see a small chessboard, with properly placed glass pieces. I delicately grabbed one of the pieces, analyzing it wholly, before placing it on the place where it previously was. You like chess, Lauren? I heard Camilla's voice ask. I looked away from the chessboard and stared at the brunette in front of me. And fuck, she could only be playing with my psychological. Camilla was wearing relatively short shorts, cream-colored, a loose navy blue blouse with a large collar, allowing her shoulders and collarbone to show, and on her feet a delicate black scarpin. -1. Don't know how to play. Camilla smirked and walked towards the beverage counter. The brunette slowly grabbed 2 small cocktail glasses, where she poured an amount of drink. By the cherries in both glasses, I would guess to be martini. Chess is an interesting game. We need to be very astute if we want to win, she said serenely. It never interested me to the point of wanting to learn. Camilla extended me one of the cocktail glasses. I don't drink during working hours, Mrs. Collins. Come on, Lauren, just this once, she said, still staring at me, with the martini glass in hand. I smiled and grabbed it, earning a smile from the brunette who sat next to me. I'll teach you how to play. Till the end of your stay here you'll be a professional, she said as she drank a good amount of the alcohol in her cocktail glass. Basically it comes down to leaving the opponent king without any possibility of escape. Got it? You need to be good enough to take him down. You seem to understand the game very well. Not only this game, she said with a beautiful smile. I don't think we'll have time for that. No? Damn it, that had been too suggestive. Yes, I mean, because of work. I tried to fix it. Camilla nodded with a smile on her lips. For a split second I allowed myself to stare at her and analyze every single detail of that woman. Beautiful, fucking beautiful. The tension that had settled between us was devastating. I felt hypnotized and hot. The brunette tilted her glass to the maximum, drinking up to the last drop of the martini. "Work, I know well," she said before grabbing the small cherry from her cocktail glass and eat it. Fucked, that was how I would be. I quickly got up from the couch, walking far away from that woman. Camilla leaned against the corner of the couch, crossing her beautiful legs, almost completely bare. "You will go with me everywhere, Lauren?" I took a sip of the martini, and without looking at her, I answered, "Yes, I'll be by your side whenever you need. I believe that in here you will not need me, right?" "I'll still analyze that. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I'll decide later." I had the feeling that every word that came out of that woman's lips had a double meaning. Was I crazy for thinking that? "Okay, it will be up to you. I have the Collins Enterprise investigation to take care of, so I won't be able to stay fully here." "No problem. You can use Chris' office if you need to do something. He's hardly ever here." "Thank you, but I need to be in the precinct for that." The brunette stared at me for a few seconds, and got up from the couch. She leaned forward a bit, grabbing the cocktail glass that rested on the center table, giving me the damn view of the beautiful volume of her ass. "As you wish, Agent Yaregui. I just want you to be available when I order." Her imposing tone weighed in that instant. Our eyes met violently and intensely. Carla Camilla was used to the power in her hands, and clearly employed it to whoever it was, but with me it wouldn't be that easy. "I'll be when it's necessary, Mrs. Collins." "When I find it necessary," she said, walking closer to me. "I believe that it won't be often. I'm the one who decides that, Lauren." Carla stopped right in front of me, a few centimeters from my body. I felt my breathing alter, but didn't take my eyes off her. The place was extremely hot. I felt my hands tingle with the damn urge to touch her. I brought the cocktail glass up to my lips, drinking the martini to the last drop. Camilla smiled, and delicately grabbed the small cherry from my glass, bringing it to her lips that slowly parted. My eyes saved every little detail of that scene, from the smooth movement of her lips to the small drop of martini that fell from cherry and wetted the brunette's lips. Fuck. I swallowed hard and sighed heavily, abruptly walking away from that woman. Looking from the corner of my eyes, I noticed that she was shaking her head, with a cynical smile on her lips. "Why do I have the feeling that you run away from me, Lauren?" I turned to face her, who again came closer. I leaned against the beverage counter behind me, where I placed the cocktail glass. "You're wrong. I have no reason to run away." I tried to be as firm as I could. "No?" She stood beside me, still staring at me, letting her fingers gently touch my hand that rested on the counter. "No, Mrs. Collins." I walked away again. "Because you look like a little kid afraid of the boogeyman," she let out ironically, making me stop dead in my tracks. "Excuse me?" I turned towards her. "Oh. If you like that I voiced the continuation of the series Stripper and want me to continue, please like and write a comment on the video. This will be an incentive to continue working on translation and dubbing.